What's up, everyone? Corey here from Smores Indoors. How is everyone doing tonight? Little impromptu stream tonight. I was a little bored of watching the NFL draft, to be honest. So I thought I'd get on, talk a little bit, talk a little bit about stuff got coming up here on the channel, and answer any questions if anybody has any that come up. So I'm gonna give it a few minutes, and also if anyone wants to join, the link there is in the live chat. So feel free to hop on. I will let you in if you're showing your camera. We can talk. We can talk horror. I guess I don't know. Whatever. Talk whatever you want. I want to first off thank everyone that has joined us on our Patreon. You know, we're about a month in now, just about a month. And I greatly appreciate everyone that has, joined us on there. Wanted to get a little more content out to you, but with Jonathan having his medical emergency, we were kind of waiting a little bit to do a few things. So I appreciate your patience on that front. Thankfully, it seems to be good news for Jonathan, and hopefully we'll get him back soon and get rocking and rolling once again on a lot of content. So that's kind of the reason why we've been a little limited in the past week or so on content. Is because it's just kind of waiting to see what his diagnosis was and everything. And yes, thankfully it looks good, and happy to hear that news for sure. So I'm going to pull a few things up here on that front. Let me get something pulled here because I did want to show this. I made this for Jonathan, and he asked me if we could do something with it, and I said, of course. And I want to share it right now. Let's see here. Thank you, Lauren. So in honor of Jonathan, I put together this little S'mores Indoors Fuck Cancer shirt. And it says euros on the screen there, but it's $20 US. And all the profit on those, Jonathan and I have decided to send that to the American Cancer Society. So if anyone wants to buy that shirt, it'll come up whenever someone orders it that you purchase that one. And when that profit comes to me, we will put that in S'mores Indoors and Jonathan's name to the American Cancer Society. So again, it says euros on the screen there. Thank you, Greg. But if you, like I said, if you buy that, it should be around, I don't know, $6 or so profit on that. And we will send that to the American Cancer Society. So obviously it's a big issue that everyone deals with in some fashion. I know Greg's had lost his mother to cancer, unfortunately. She was a great woman. And, my mother is going through chemo right now for cancer as well. So I think we all are affected by that in some way at some point in our life. So, it's always a good cause to throw a little money at if you have it. So I just wanted to send that out to you. That's at s'moresindoors.com. That's where you can find all our merch. And we're making more as people like Hayden say stupid things. We have to add more merch almost on the daily. So you know how that goes. So I wanted to mention that first off. Real quick, I want to do I'll shout out all the patrons. Let me pull those up as we get a few more people in here. Microwave Minions $1 tier. We've got several there. I want to thank all of you guys for your support. Our $3 baked boosters, of course, and then our $5 a month campfire companions. So, and executive producers as well. I always have to throw that in for steak sauce because he gets mad if he doesn't get his executive producer title. So, oh, Ghost, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That sucks. So, like I said, I think everyone is affected in some way. So, and I appreciate you guys wanting to pick up a shirt. So, that's awesome. Other things I want to do, and any of you guys, Jake, I know, Greg, Lauren, anybody wants to hop in, the link is there in the chat if you're available. Gonna open it up if anyone wants to join. I was gonna kind of go over some things coming up on the channel. Of course, tomorrow, starting at 1 p.m. Central, we're doing Art Bill once again, and we're going 12 hours this time. The 12-hour Art Bill show. Majority of that's going to be about Roswell. I pulled some episodes that he did about Roswell. Couldn't find a full 12 hours of Roswell content without really digging deep. So a majority of that's Roswell. There is one episode in that talking with a photography expert about the old alien autopsy video footage. And then the final one is the Phoenix Lights episode that we didn't get to do during Art Bill week. So, I wanted to make sure and get that thrown out to you guys as well. So that'll kind of wrap up the show. And then about 1 a.m. Central tomorrow, we will open it up for any discussion if anybody wants to hop on and chat. I know it's going to be a late night. I will be in and out of the show. So if you have questions, leave them. I'll be in and out, and I'll check those and answer anything that you guys might have if I can. And I did want to say that the Art Bill shows kind of works well for me to be in and out. So just kind of look in here and make sure it's still playing. So that's the big thing, I guess, with that. So that is tomorrow at, once again, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. So hope you'll check some of that show out. I don't expect you all to sit here for 12 hours listening to Art Bill, but obviously it'll always be up, so you can come back and check it out as time allows. So an update for the patrons on the Manson show. Again, with Jonathan's medical stuff, I was kind of waiting on that. I'm going to do my best to get a new episode recorded for the patrons on Sunday and up as soon as I get it done. And this episode, second episode of that show, will be about Bobby Beausoleil and the murder of Gary Hinman, which kind of kicked off the whole, one of the major factors in the whole Tate LaBianca murder. So we're going to go into Bobby Beausoleil, his music career, which continues because he's still putting music out. You can find Bobby Beausoleil and his music on Spotify even. And we might play a little bit of that. I might see if I can find an interview with him. But I'm going to wrangle up all the details of his career up to the murder of Gary Hinman and, the circumstances of the Gary Hinman murder. So we will, that will be our second episode of August 1969 for the $3, $5 tier patrons. So if you're not at that tier and you're interested, obviously we did have the first episode free for everybody. It's probably been 3-4 weeks ago now. We had that up on open for everybody. I did move that behind the patron wall. If you like that and you want to check out more, $3 a month. Not a bad price for that, I don't think. So, also coming up for patrons, we're going to do our own Art Bill style show. And what we're going to do is I'm going to get guests on for, like paranormal groups, UFO watchers, any kind of paranormal Art Bell style people we can interview. And Jonathan and I, and maybe some extra guests will be on for you doing those. And no title for that show yet. I'm still trying to work out the kind of branding for that show and work out some guests. But that'll be coming soon. That will be on Patreon too, but it will be every tier. So $1, $3, or $5 tiers. Everyone will get that. And we'll do the first one open for everyone as well, kind of a preview show. So that'll be coming, within the next little while. So, and we have a special guest. Lauren, how's it going?
Exhausted. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Hanging in there.
I saw that you were going live and knew that going live solo sometimes kind of really blows.
It does, yeah.
So I figured if no one else jumped on, I'd give you a few minutes before I pass out anyway.
Oh, I appreciate it. How are things other than being exhausted?
Good. I mean, I'm pretty much back to normal finally, so that's good.
Good news.
We Sam and I, of course, at midnight last night were having a conversation for the show, a recorded show with an Indian director. So obviously that got to bed at 2:00, got up at 6, and did a show today. It's just nuts. It's crazy. But I will be passing out before too long, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity to just scream at you for a while.
I appreciate it. And I appreciate all the shows you've been on with us. I'm kind of updating what we got coming up because we've been a little on a hiatus, sort of. I guess it's been a week or so since we've done anything much here. But we got some stuff coming up. Another thing coming up that will be on the regular channel is I'm working on getting some guys together, or girls, whoever, to do some live commentaries on everyone's favorite underrated movies. And we'll kind of do that as kind of a continuing series, I guess. So someone will pick an underrated movie and we'll do a commentary on it. So that'll be coming up soon. And trying to get Hayden to do a kind of vinyl-oriented show. But it'll probably devolve into madness, so who knows?
What are the chances?
They're pretty good, I think. So yeah, that's what's coming up. And some other stuff I'm kind of working on that don't want to mention yet, but yeah, so that's pretty much what I got. What do you got coming up on your channel? I know you've been busy with the stuff you've been doing, but anything else you can announce?
Yeah, so Sunday night at 8, the recorded episode with Prasanth Varma goes live. It's a great conversation. If you haven't gotten to see Zombie Ready yet, you should check it out. It's the best zombie comedy ever made, period. And I'm including Shaun of the Dead in that. Shaun of the Dead has all the cultural references and the actors we like, so it's easy to give it the advantage. But I think for sheer audacity, Zombie Ready is a better film. So if you want an hour spent talking to the man, generously, offered up an hour of the morning, which was for us an evening or a deep night. That was awesome. That goes up. So that'll be going live as a premiere video on Sunday at 8. Then we're talking to Austin Rogers on Tuesday at 8, and the great Greg Lambertson is coming up on Wednesday at 8. He, of course, directed Slime City and Slime City Massacre, as well as Johnny Gruesome. A great writer in his own right, but he's probably better known as a director to our crowd.
Okay.
So, yeah, and that's we have other stuff that's working. In fact, we have some huge stuff that we're working, but until I get paranoid about announcing anything before I know it's 100%, because
I know things happen. So,
and you can get away with that when it happens once in a while.
Yeah.
But if it's something, if you're too quick to announce stuff and that doesn't happen, then it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
I'm in the big. Something I can announce as happening that I can't give you a date yet is the second Writers Roundtable is happening, which was the first one was very popular on my channel.
Yeah.
So the second one of that is happening. No one besides me is returning from the first one. Don't worry, you'll see all those folks again at some point.
Okay.
But a whole new roster that's equally impressive.
Cool.
They're completely different people. So
nice. You were talking about Zombie Ready and Shaun of the Dead. Are you a fan of Zombie Land?
I like both Zombieland films. I think the first film is better only because the second film is just the first film again.
Yeah.
I do like them, but I think when it first came out, I thought it was going to be something I revisited a lot, and I really haven't. I think that the problem I have with it is it works really well as a zombie film. I don't think it particularly works great as a comedy. It's just the actors are so likable, we want it to work.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Woody Harrelson fan because Natural Born Killers is my second favorite film of all time, right?
Right. Yeah.
But to be completely honest with you, like his shtick is great, but does it hold up a 2-hour and 10-minute movie or whatever it is? Probably not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I still think they're cool films, and I'm glad I own both of them. I just don't watch them very often.
It's funny. I think it was Mike last night talking about The Dead Don't Die, and that was a movie that I had like high hopes for, and I just didn't watch it because everyone talks so poorly about it. It's unfortunate.
It's really an experimental movie in that it is in a film that is angry at its audience.
Yeah.
It's angry. Basically, Jim Jarmusch is not able to make the kind of films he would like to make anymore because there's no commercial outlet for them.
Mm-hmm.
So in a fit of rage, he made an intentionally awful film that criticizes people who like pop entertainment instead of art films.
Right.
And I'm not saying that the message is completely bad. I think there is a lot to criticize about pop entertainment. The problem is when you're criticizing people who work 40-hour weeks, 50-hour weeks, 60-hour weeks, 2 jobs, single moms who just want to sit back and watch a zombie movie, and you're criticizing them for it from your lofty penthouse apartment in Hollywood. Well, there's no other way to say it, but fuck you, because that's what he's saying to us. I just think it's tone deaf. The movie's not funny. It's not clever. And that's the point. It doesn't want to be actually funny or clever. It wants to be bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, if you do watch it, please just do it in a way that you're not paying money directly for it. Don't buy a physical copy of it. Don't buy it on Amazon for $2.99 or whatever. Certainly don't give it YouTube money. Because actually YouTube money is the most profitable streaming service there are for content providers. The studios make more money when you rent through YouTube than any other way. So if it's something like a small independent film, definitely buy it from YouTube because you're helping the creator a lot more.
Right.
But if it's a big studio film, let your conscience be your guide.
And I think someone said on the episode last night, if you're desperate to watch it, I think it was on HBO Max. So if you already have that, I guess.
If you're desperate to watch it, get a hammer out of your garage and start striking your hand repeatedly because you'll have a better time.
Yeah, probably. I saw a little snippet of news that we might see a Hitcher Blu-ray coming soon. Are you a fan of The Hitcher?
Like it, haven't watched it in years. It was definitely a VHS stable film. Yeah. I think my problem with The Hitcher is that it sets itself up to do a third act reveal that it doesn't do, and it goes for the safe road of kind of the road siege movie, which it on the surface always was, but there's so many indications that John Ryder is not real. And it just, for whatever reason, it doesn't pull itself through, and I really wish it had, because I think it would be a true film classic. Right now, it's a hell of a fun movie.
Yeah.
But I think it had the opportunity to be that much more if it had managed that ending properly.
Yeah. That's a movie that I've told the story before, that before I had a VCR, I would go with my grandma and grandpa to my uncle's house, and they had a VCR before we did. Um, there were three movies that I remember, like probably the first VHS movies I ever watched was that Making of Michael Jackson's Thriller. They had that tape. Uh, the Hitcher was another one, and Tough Guys with Kirk Douglas and Burt Lancaster.
Wow.
So those were like the first three movies I remember watching, like on VHS. So
I can tell you the first rentals we did when we bought our VHS machine, we stopped at a rental place, got a membership on the way home. It was Vacation and Poltergeist.
Okay.
That was our double feature for that night.
We before we bought one, we rented a VCR at the library, I think, and I got to pick out a tape, and I picked out the Lugosi Dracula. So that
you
has,
win. You win. Clearly.
That has my that holds a special place to that movie in the Universal Monsters, not because it's the best one, but just because of that experience and actually watching it at home.
Well, the Lugosi Dracula is really a lot better than its reputation now makes it out to be. That's like if you were to ask people in the 70s, they would have fought for it for the number one position in the Universal stable. Today, it's fallen pretty far from the pack in most people's estimations, and that's a little unfair.
Yeah.
It's the stage play just filmed. That's absolutely true. Yes, the Spanish version has better cinematography, a lot more camera motion. It also has worse acting, by the way. But to be honest with you, I think it's better than The Mummy. I think it's better than a lot of the first tier Universal films significantly. I think it's better than the original Frankenstein. I don't think it's as good as Bride of Frankenstein, but no film is.
Right.
So
I'm not particularly a fan of the Wolfman.
You're not alone. I don't I don't like Lon Chaney Jr. and I don't like the hand wringing of the conflicted werewolf character. It's different. It's great that in most Universal monsters you are sympathetic to some degree with the monster. That's great. But to actually put it on screen where you're supposed to feel absolutely sorry for him because he's like, I don't want to hurt anyone. You're like, oh, please. It was lame then. The reviews when it came out were made fun of it and made fun of the Chaney Jr. performance. And it's only like, because of endless UHF and VHS screenings that a generation has elevated it to top tier quality Universal. The makeup's great. Jack Pierce's makeup is awesome, but besides that, nah.
Do you have a favorite? And maybe it's Lugosi, but so if it is, maybe a second favorite. Do you have a second or favorite Dracula portrayal?
Frank Langella.
That's my favorite. I love that movie. That's another one I kind of grew up with. I think it was on TV a lot.
Well, the Palance version isn't bad either at all. I think his performance is very unorthodox, but it works. I think Oldman works, but he doesn't have the screen time, and the film's a mess around him.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of good Dracula performances, but the problem is Lugosi sets the standard for screen presence. Like no one has the screen presence that man had at that time in his life. And that's just hard to combat. I mean, I love Lee. Don't get me wrong. Christopher Lee is amazing, and he's in legitimately good films. But to me, there's something about that Langella performance that is just really striking.
Yeah, he's got a vibe to him that's hard to beat. Big Crack Rock likes the Wolfman for the foggy forest scenes.
Gotcha.
Phil's in the chat. Hey, Phil. What's up?
Hey, Phil.
That's one like it must have been on whatever channel, but it was on TV a lot when I was a kid. So that one really stuck with me. Just the way he his demise at the end too was kind of unique, I thought. So
I will say that the Universal monster that actually people don't discuss very often of the 30s, right? Because I understand the 40s come and people even don't consider some of those part of the classic era, which I disagree with. But no one really talks about the original Invisible Man film. That film is a technical marvel to this day.
yeah,
You talk about special effects that are flawless and had to be done practically. Unbelievable craftsmanship, and Rain's performance, as it were, mostly vocal performance, is really, really, really good. I think that film has aged remarkably well. It is still better than any of the remakes that have been made of it.
yeah,
And no
yeah.
one tends to talk about it. We tend to ignore it.
I watched that a million times over that one from a couple years ago.
Yeah,
Phil's a Langella fan too.
I think
Awesome.
I think there's a lot of us out there. I think there are.
I didn't know how many people were because I don't hear a lot of people talk about that one. So,
Do you hear a lot of people talk about classic horror at all?
no, that's true. That's true.
It's one of my pet peeves is that we get so fixated on the 1980s and what's going on right now that we just have all this flyover country. Traditionally when we talk about the horror flyover country, you're talking about 1946 to about 1961 or 62. A lot of people say that Psycho broke the streak in 60, but honestly, it was one film in a desert. But
Yeah.
to be really, really honest about it, there's so much great that happened from the mid 60s through the end of the 70s that modern fans should be have their ears a lot more perked up about that stuff. And then the classic era is it's more than just Frankenstein and Dracula.
Yeah.
If people dig in a little bit deeper, you want a good Chaney Jr. film, pick up that Inner Sanctum box set. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's great. So
yeah, I there for a while I changed up the stuff we were doing on this channel because for one there was so many people talking horror. I was trying to like step us out into a different light, I guess. But I also got burnt out of all I think like you were talking about before, is all the 80s horror talk, which I love that stuff too, some of it. But I showed you this book before. This is what got me on it as a kid. And
that is a thing of beauty, my man.
Yeah, and I need to I think I want this summer to kind of restart my fanhood and kind of dive back in a better place. I don't know if that makes sense, but
no, it makes complete sense because I'll tell you what, if I were you, I wouldn't even start with the obvious stuff. I'd start with Lionel Atwill in Dr. X, the first film, not the second. The second film is questionable, but the first film, start there. Yeah. Start with Corridor of Blood. Start with any of those. Start with Bluebeard, a film that no one talks about in the horror community, but God, they should. Because I think that there's an embarrassment of riches in genre that we don't talk about. I haven't done a show centered around any of the big franchises in almost a year.
Yeah.
And I'm happier not answering, who's your favorite final girl of the Friday movies. I have nothing more to say on that. Everyone knows my positions and cool. There's no conversation.
I feel like every show I watch, and I mean yours is totally different, and I give you credit there, but a lot of the shows I watch, the same bullet points are hit every show. We'll get the whole season of the witch thing. I'm a Friday 5 fan, all that, but I don't know. It's just the same. It's like a script almost on some videos.
You know what? I think it's that we don't realize how much we have in common as genre fans. So we go to what's safe to say.
Hey, Jake.
Hey, Jake.
What's up, guys?
How's it going?
It's going, I guess.
Cool. So, are you a? Who's your favorite Dracula? I'll go ahead and give you that question.
Christopher Lee, I guess.
Okay, that's fair. So,
I always like the Hammer more than Universal because they're more sleazy.
I've talked with Jonathan about this and some other people. The Hammer's a I've seen some of the Christopher Lee Dracula stuff, but Hammer's a whole rabbit hole I've never gone down really, and I want to. So
Karnstein, man, just Vampire Lovers, Lust for Vampire, and Twins of Evil. That trilogy is the shining achievement of Hammer, which is unfortunate because the actual Hammer guys, the guys who ran the studio, had nothing to do with those films. They basically just financed them. But they're everything you love about Hammer films without any of the gaudiness of some of the later productions, which they are later productions. But I love that trilogy, even Lust for Vampire, which is way weaker than the two films around it. Twins of Evil is my favorite Hammer film, period.
Okay.
Full stop. Yeah.
Awesome. Definitely check those out. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I got burnt out without watching much this past year, and just listening to people talk burnt me out. So I'm excited to kind of recharge and dive in again. So, yeah.
I think it's just about what you recharge with, right?
Yeah.
So just be careful, because the temptation to reach for the stuff that you know you love, but you've talked about and everyone talks about all the time. Frankly, no one needs to watch Halloween 2 for a lot of years right now.
Yeah.
We can all just let that sit for a while, right? Because what are we doing? We have 80 years worth of great horror cinema, and we're focused on like 5 years. It's insane. It's crazy. No one needs to watch A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 and talk about how, it's an underrated film. It's not anymore. Everyone loves it now. And everyone watches it too often. But meanwhile, Beast Must Die is out there asking for its attention. It's a wonderfully bizarre, crazy-ass film that everyone should enjoy at least once in life. But most people never get to it because they're deciding to watch the Blob remake again.
Yeah. I actually have that one. I haven't watched it, so I'll do that. Yeah. Well, I guess except me on the Nightmare on Elm Street 2. I only like the first one. So
that's me too.
I used to kind of like New Nightmare, and then I watched it again not too long ago, and I was like,
it's pretty cheesy.
Not great. So. Nope. Anyway, so what's going on, Jake?
Not a whole lot. Getting ready for finals.
Oh, sounds fun.
After next week, I'm done. So
that's good. I want to ask you if you want to. Let me put Lauren back in here. He's back up. Jake? Do you want to get in on our underrated watch along show?
Yeah.
Okay. And you too, Lauren. I'm not. I'm afraid someone might put some shitty comedy in, and so I don't know if you want to do that, but
we'll play it by ear. We'll see what's going on.
Okay. All right.
for both your sanity and mine.
Yeah. You could do only the horror editions, I guess.
I like more than just horror. I don't do comedy.
Right.
I'm the worst person to watch a comedy with because I just don't get it.
Yeah, especially these days, they're not good. So.
Yeah, but I don't fool myself. I like even good comedies. I usually just get bored with. So it's me. I'm fucked up.
Well, they're also there's only a handful that are rewatchable, in my opinion. Like most of them are watch them once and you get the point. So Look at this guy.
Oh my God.
He returns.
Yeah, for a little bit at least. For a little bit at least.
Yeah.
I took my meds already, so I'll be.
Well, we probably won't go super long.
Yeah.
I wanted to get on tonight and kind of update some stuff coming up. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm on my last little bit of e-cig juice, and I'm quitting. So,
Ooh, what kind of challenge is that going to be?
it's gonna suck. I think it's gonna be the not so much the nicotine, but the just something to do with my hands. As weird as that sounds.
Yeah, I can see that. How's things been going?
Great, man. I mean, you guys know I texted everybody. I got great news from the specialist Wednesday, so I'm as happy as you can be right now. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's good to hear. I think we might have sold a couple cancer shirts, so hopefully
that's great. I didn't
put a few
explain all
bucks
that.
to the.
Yeah.
I kind of mentioned it. If you want to.
Yeah, no,
mention again.
I figured if we were going to do something like that, we need to make it a little bit more pricey, but we want to anything that we do get off of it, we want to donate to Cancer Treatment Centers of America. So
I said American Cancer Society, but wherever you want it to go,
it's the same thing. I mean, either way, as long as it goes towards helping people. So.
Sure.
As long as it
Can
doesn't
you link it?
What's that?
What's that?
Can you link it? That's awesome.
Yeah, let me do that. Talk amongst yourselves, and I'll do that real quick.
That kind of guaranteed we wouldn't actually.
Yeah. No, I don't have anything to say. Oh, I've got to show like some of the awesome stuff that Lauren sent me, by the way.
Oh, cool.
This is the man is sick, is what he is.
Did you smile? Did you smile?
I did,
That's
and we tried
all that I cared about at that
I
point.
appreciate it. We tried all of it, by the way.
I'm sorry.
I'll be right back.
And the link for that shirt is in the chat there. So, and I'll put it in the description of this video when we're done. So, yeah. I bought an Art Bell blanket off the store, and then it hit like 85 degrees here. So, it's like that came in perfect timing. It snowed like 2 days before I got it.
You know what? There needs to be an Art Bell museum of oddities, like a Barnum Bailey type thing, just centered around all things Art Bell.
I think it would be cool to have like something set up there at his old studio there in Nevada.
Oh my God! And think about this: there could be two lines when you enter. You have to get into either the east of the Rockies or the west of the Rockies line for admission.
There you go.
Amazing.
I want to go in the wild card door.
Oh no! Nothing good ever happened from the wild card.
That's true.
that was always a bad thing. Have you ever heard the Phil Hendry?
Yeah.
Parody? Oh my God! He used to do that like once a month because he was fixated. And
I may track some of those down and play some sometime too, just for like an additional.
If you're west of the Rockies, call. And he's like, and if you don't know where the fuck you are, I don't really want you to call.
Yeah.
That guy managed to self-destruct his career, huh?
Oh yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, pissed off Matt Groening back in the day. So.
You back?
Yeah, I should probably unmute myself, right?
I never do. It works out.
He sent me a nice big box full of all kinds of treats, such as pizza candy. Okay, pizza candy is not as bad as you might think. It's like if somebody gave you like a hard piece of marinara with a little bit of sugar in it. Ripley is in love with these. The mac and cheese candy. She loves it. So she like legit eats that. This stuff tasted like straight up chicken fat. Let's see here. This is actually legit pretty good too. The Joe Biden's bananas cotton candy. This is terrible. Pickle cotton candy. And this is actually not as bad as you would think it is. Spicy jalapeno cotton candy.
Ooh.
Yeah. That pickle's rough, though. And then, of course, I got a little Cthulhu thingy here.
Oh, cool.
Like Cthulhu Trolls doll. And I got a meditating Bigfoot and a possum, and they've been confiscated, so I can't find them right now.
Well, that's okay.
But thank you so much, Lauren. That really did. I cracked up for a long time after that. And then my friends came over a little later to watch Mortal Kombat. So it was just like, here, try this stuff, guys. Here, eat it.
Are they still friends?
As far as I know, I don't think I've talked to him since then.
Went over there and made us a pickle cotton candy.
Got another special guest, Mr. Christian Hannah Horror.
Bunch of pimps in here tonight.
I do not sell women.
You do
What's up,
loan them out,
Christian?
though. How y'all doing, man? What's going on?
Man, I don't know if you saw that message in our little private chat, but my Spencers didn't have shit.
I know, I'm
was all
sorry
excited
about
watching
that.
your. That was okay. I was just kind of by it, and I was like, I'm gonna see what they got.
Oh, it's a shame.
But, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it
you
was a
live-
pretty epic Spencer's haul.
Are you a Kentucky
Yeah.
boy, too?
Yeah, I'm in Southern Illinois, but that one was over in Indiana.
Oh,
Um,
I don't know, man. If Louisiana's got stuff, I can't imagine nowhere else shouldn't have anything. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't know, brother. Hang tight. Maybe they'll.
Oh, I'll look around. There's a few more around. So
Yeah. Jonathan, it's good to see you, brother. I'm glad
Oh.
you're. I'm glad we made it out.
Yeah. Well.
Knock
you
on
saying
wood.
that. Yeah, knock on wood. They still got to scan me all the time, but a lot better than it could have been. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna throw the link in the chat again if anyone else wants to join us.
Oh man. All right. So speaking of that private chat, you think Hayden legitimately has never had General So chicken? Because if he hasn't, that bothers me. Like that's worse than not seeing a lot of these movies.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Orange chicken. Come on.
He's had all the food though that Daniel Day-Lewis eats in Phantom Thread though. So
Oh, that movie. That movie. Oh, I got it right here. No, it's McPherson tape. Never mind. Not everybody at once.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm about to fall asleep. So I'm going to record a video of me growing this thing now.
Oh, nice.
How large does that thing get?
It claims it's going to be 600% its size right now.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Either do I. But so I'm going to take some garbage bags and I'm going to make it a bed that I'm going to fill with water, and we're going to find out.
Like a waterbed?
Sort of, because I don't have I only have showers. I don't have a bathtub in this house, which is one of the crimes of this house. But now, but
Yeah,
it says it takes. It says it takes several days to get to 600% of its original size. So this is going to be a very. It's not obviously it's not going to be a single stream, right?
Yeah.
Real time, just a camera set out there. YouTube would love that. Title, put ASMR in the description.
Nice.
Watch my alligator grow.
Whoa. That'll get you kicked off YouTube.
If I haven't been kicked off YouTube recently, then it's not happening. I'm pretty sure we aired criticism of the science of coronavirus on an episode, so that didn't do it. We're good.
And the Cornelius collection is still running.
That's true.
So,
Yeah, that's a better point, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the pigeon.
A lot of racial slurs.
You let him run out front and see what you can get away with, and then you adjust accordingly.
I can go this far. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's not even a pigeon in a coal mine. It's more like putting your pet gerbil in the microwave to see how much it can take.
Yeah.
I don't want to put the other gerbil.
Still
in
seems
3 minutes.
fine after a minute and a half.
5 minutes was too long. Noted.
P.S. Need new gerbil.
Off to the pet store. Well, we won't hold you up, Lauren. I know you're tired, but I appreciate you hopping on and keeping me company for a little bit till some other people got in here. So
Awesome. I will.
And best of luck with your upcoming shows.
Absolutely. Thank you for platforming me today. It won't leave a stain, I promise.
No problem. Anytime.
All right. Be good.
See ya.
See ya.
So, Christian, we got a show. We're going to start doing a continuing series coming up. If you want to join us, we're going to do people's underrated favorite movies and do live commentaries on them.
Yeah, sounds great.
So we'll start that up here in a week or so, and I'll get together who can get involved, and we'll get started. So,
Oh, Christian, were you not going to get that 4K of Dead and Buried? I saw you picked up the Blu-ray.
No, I'm fine with that Blu-ray. I love the movie. I either watched it on Shudder or something, and then I was watching In Search of Darkness too, and then they brought it up again. And I was like, I don't own that. And then I saw it had a 4K, and I was like, the Blu-rays. I'm fine with that. So I just went ahead
I saw the DVD on that one. So
yeah.
I'm
not a big 4K guy. I got the 4K. I've got some movies, but I'm at this point, if you give me a Blu-ray that's a 4K scan, I'm happy. I don't know. I don't think that was one, but a lot of them Blue Underground 4K scan Blu-rays, I'm not gonna upgrade. I'm fine, with those. So I'm not a big 4K guy.
I try to limit the 4K just to my favorite stuff, or if I find it dirt cheap.
Yeah, I keep saying I'm not going to keep rebuying this stuff, but then they announced True Romance on 4K. Arrow did today, and it was like, well, better bust up a credit card.
I got I went on Diabolic. I think I just got it's the regular edition. It looks like it comes with all the supplemental stuff, but I just got the Blu-ray of that. I mean, again, 4K scan of it. I'm just like, well, damn, that's going to look really good, and it's a little bit cheaper. And I don't own the movie. I've seen it, but I don't own it. I'm like, that's fine. That's fine. I have a region-free player.
It's such a good investment. Such a good investment.
I need to rewatch that because I watched it once and I did not like it.
Really, I love that movie.
Yeah.
I need to see this movie because I love Cinemassacre. It's one of my favorite channels, and they've been talking about this movie called Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and I've never seen that.
Did you ever see Fear and Loathing?
I haven't seen it, so it's on.
Man,
yeah, it looks crazy, right?
it's insane. It's fantastic, though.
It sounds good to me.
For those that have seen it, have you seen Where the Buffalo Roam, the other movie that's
got Bill Murray, right?
Yeah.
I saw it once, I think.
Well, those Blue Underground 4Ks do look nice. Big Crack Rock, for sure.
I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that whatsoever. I'm just saying if I get a Blu-ray that's a 4K scan, I'm like, hey, that's cool. I get what you're saying.
What's up, Andrew? Jamie's a Fear and Loathing fan too. Yeah,
I think everybody is, man.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen that.
I get excited though when I find out about these cool movies that I haven't seen yet. So when Corey Taylor did a review with James on his channel, and they were talking, and I love Corey Taylor. So I was like, oh, what is this movie? And then I'm like, Jesus Christ, how have I not seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas? Yeah, apparently it's a book or something. I don't read.
Yeah, Hunter S. Thompson, man.
Hunter Thompson. Yeah.
That dude was crazy. It's Kentucky boy right there too.
He was, as a Colts fan, it's kind of weird. He was really good friends with the owner of the Colts, and wrote him a bunch of weird letters, and he was reading some of them on a show one time.
This is Bat Country, kid.
Didn't he hang out with the Hills Angels?
Yeah, that's yeah.
It's crazy.
What was another one? The Rum Diaries. That was a good one.
Oh, okay. Didn't see that one. Oh. So anybody have go ahead. Sorry.
Watched a decent movie tonight. It's called Percy versus Goliath. It's pretty good. It's got Christopher Walken in it. And he plays a farmer. It's a true story about a farmer who was sued by Monsanto because they thought he stole their seed. It was actually a pretty decent movie. Christina Ricci's in it as well. It's definitely not a horror movie, but
Congrats, Jamie. Got vaxxed today. Hopefully, the arm killing you is the only issue because I had a little worse than that both times. So,
it bothered Lauren really bad, but it didn't bother me. She got really sick after this last one.
Man, that second one, I was fine like most of the day. I got it around noon, and then I laid down that night and I started to get cold, and then my teeth were chattering so hard that I couldn't stop it.
Wow.
Were you like the Cenobite from Hellraiser?
Yeah, pretty much. Could have played it in a new movie. I mentioned this with Lauren when he was on. I don't think anyone else was on. Did you guys see the little tease about Hitcher Blu-ray?
I did see that.
I just bought the damn German one.
release.
I wonder. It kind of insinuated that it was going to be loaded, so I wonder what all they're going to have on it.
I wonder who got it.
Yeah. Probably
I hope it's Arrow. I hope it's Arrow.
I've got that little book they did. I'm not read through it, but it was like $5 on that first Arrow sale I bought.
Are they teasing? Is it an American thing, or do we not know really?
It's American because the post actually stated U.S. release.
Oh, that's right. I would have assumed Arrow too, but because that's a pretty prestige title. Relatively, anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, out of the stuff, like what else isn't out yet?
Yeah, I was going to say that's one of the last big ones to me.
I mean, Mary Lou. I mean, it's very much of a lower caliber, but that's one I really like that movie. So I'm just I found it on that DVD on that vlog when I went to the video store. So I have it now, but it don't look great. It's a VHS rip, but that needs a decent Blu-ray.
What is it?
Hello, Lou, Mary Lou, Prom Night 2.
Oh, Prom Night 2? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, I would love to see like a loaded edition of the 86 Trick or Treat. But
that is another one.
That's a hard one to do.
Yeah. Still want it. Yeah. I know it's hard, but I love that movie. This is one of my favorite like Halloween time watches.
Yeah, hard rock movies are cool. I like that, and I gotta look at the poster. Slaughterhouse Rock. I like that movie too. Slaughterhouse Rock's a fun little one. The music ain't as good, but it's pretty good. It's hard to beat Fastway. They're a great band. Yeah. They were a great band.
It's newer, but I really like that one. What's the one where the guy
Deathgasm?
Yes, that one's great.
I already knew that's what you was going to say.
I couldn't think of the name of it. Yeah, that was a great one too.
That movie is kick-ass. You remember that part after they get into a fight? It's like halfway during the movie, shit's hit the fan big time, and the son of a bitch has to, right before he walks out, he has to stop and say "Death to false metal." Like, dude, there's people dying everywhere, and you have to make a point to stop and say that. Oh man, I don't even own that movie. That's a movie I love, but I don't own it. I just never thought to buy it
either.
I got it on Blu-ray pretty cheap, not terribly long ago on Amazon, I think. So, yeah, it's been a while since I watched it. I need to watch it again. I actually need to watch shit I've not watched before, but I ended up going back and watching.
No fun in that.
I was just talking with Lauren about this. Like I got burnt out like the past year just listening to people talk about horror.
Yeah.
And now I need to like this summer like refresh myself and like dive back in and like hit stuff I haven't hit before that are classic and which there's a lot. I'm not quite on Hayden's level, but there's a lot of shit that I've just never watched.
I can't even. I get to where I can't trust whatever Hayden's saying. I just don't know. He says he doesn't know Vince McMahon and stuff. I'm like, no, you can't live on planet Earth and not know who Vince McMahon is.
No, man,
You-
the General So thing broke me. There's no way you go that long in life and never eat General So.
I think he's full of crap. It's hard to know what he's telling because he's a troll. It's hard to know what he's telling the truth about. I got him good last night. I punked him last night big time on his stream.
That was great.
Oh, I missed it.
He was freaking out because he wants to get that Dominic's Flex guy on his show, right?
Yeah.
And he said something to Dan. It didn't piss Dan off, but he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you back, you bastard." So he pretended like he was he had got the guy on the show, and he photoshopped like it looked like a stream, like what we're doing now, and his buddy photoshopped Dominic's Flicks with the name tag and everything, just like he was like a live stream show. And he sent the thing. He's like, "Dude, we got him. His show's coming out soon." Corny was all like, "Oh, you bastard, you bastard." And then he Dan was like, "I'm screwing with him." And so they start the stream, and I hop on the stream, and I got Dominic's Flick as like my picture, but I don't have my camera on. And the whole time he thinks he can't know, he doesn't know who it is, and I'm just like randomly saying like, "Asshole, dumbass," like, and he's like, "Is that him? Is that him?" And it went on for a while, and finally he figured it out when Dan was like, "I'm punking you," and it was funny. It was funny.
One of the greatest things, so early in the stream, Dan told him, he's like, "You've interacted with Dominic before, just under an alias." And he told Hayden it was Sean McManus.
No, yeah. He thought it was Sean the whole time, too. So the whole time he's thinking, Sean, is that you?
His mind was blown when he found out that.
It was hilarious. It was hilarious.
That's amazing. I'm so sorry. Whose stream was this?
It'll be on Hayden's Patreon, I think. But
I'm gonna have to up the membership.
So, oh my gosh, Hayden's a weird dude because I love him to death, but then sometimes I want to punch the shit out of him. You know what I mean?
Oh, Hayden.
Oh.
That's all I'm gonna say. Your money.
Oh yeah, that was funny. Something happened. He thanks Drew for reminding me about that. So somebody on the stream was talking about like, "Oh, I got to see the stream again," and he goes, "Oh, if you sign up for the Patreon and you spend $4, you can go back and watch the stream. It was funny." And I came in with a "Save your money." He lost. Dan was bubbling in his seat like this when he was laughing. He was like this the whole time. It was hilarious. It was a highlight stream, man.
Yeah.
The funny thing was I wasn't going to say anything. Like the first couple times I hopped on and I was like, I'm not going to, because my voice, I feel like my voice, like a lot of us, is pretty recognizable. But so I had to keep going. I would mute the mic and I would go, "Save your money." I had to drop my voice, and then I would hit mute, and then I'm laughing, but you can't hear me. It was funny. It was funny. I just wonder if this poor dude Dominic's Flicks, which I doubt that's his real name, obviously, but I wonder if he ever like has any idea, any clue of what the hell's going on.
What's going on over here? Yeah.
Imagine if you're a YouTuber, granted, he's got a funny shtick going on and he's being really obnoxious, but like, imagine if you come across this stuff and you realize that these dudes have a show based around you. You don't even know. Could you imagine this guy like, what the hell's going on? Who are these guys?
Because he's a really small channel. So like, who would ever, there's a whole little community that talks about you all the time.
Right.
Christian, you could get him. You're the extension to Corny on this. You use that YouTube influence.
I mean, but my worry is, will he break kayfabe? You know what I mean?
I want him to come on somewhere
as Dom. Well, I that's the thing. I would want him to come on as Dominic too, but at the same time, it's like, would he feel? he's not talking to anybody in the videos. It's a gimmick. But like if he's in a stream, it's like, hey, like if I say, hey, Dominic, it's great to have you here. Like I can't imagine him just looking at me being like, you're an idiot retard. I'm doing this for charity. You idiot. Like I would laugh my ass off. But what I would do is I would get the setup. And then as soon as I hit the red button, I would leave the stream and I would bring Corny in and let Corny conduct the interview.
Exactly.
Hey, don't feel bad, Andrew. There for a good while, I thought he really had him on. So
I did too. So I didn't know it all went down. I thought he was going to play the long game with it.
Maybe I shouldn't have broke kayfabe, but when he finally, I wasn't going to, and I was going to tell some of the guys, they're like, hey, that was me. But finally he said, that's Christian. I guess I started chuckling when I said something, but he figured out it was me. But it was funny as hell, man.
yeah.
I think all this started because Dan was talking to that Ging, that girl that they're all, and he said he had gonorrhea or something in front of Ging, and Ging was like, "Oh no, you do," and like Dan wants this girl, even though she's miles and miles away. What's that Winger song? But so Dan got mad about that. So he went for the jugular. He went for the jugular and went to went to the Dominic's flicks because that's Corny's soft spot right now. That's like kicking him in the balls, saying you got Dominic. Oh, and the funniest thing was I remember one time I commented on Dominic's video and I just said I enjoyed this video, Dominic, and he gave me the heart. And he didn't give Corny the heart. So Corny was all upset about that.
Dan's really working on Ging there. He's even got, he's got his dance studio going, and
that's funny. I think where it started, if memory serves, was we were doing a stream. It might have been on my channel. I think it was, and I thought she was a bot. Because the translation was a little bit broken English, and I'm just like, this is a bot. And so all of a sudden they start going over to her channel, and we're like, no, she's real. She's real. And then they all fell in love with her. Oh man. Corny, like he tried to play the nice guy for a minute, but then he went that super aggressive, dirty, and she didn't like that. But Dan will get on stream and sing to her, for God's sakes,
What?
He'll sing. He sang. What song did he sing that one time? I can't remember. It might have been Frank Sinatra or something. And he's dead ass looking in the camera singing like this, If you go to her channel, you can find this stuff.
Wow.
It's funny.
She's Asian, but she's also Filipino. You got to watch her ass with that shit.
Yeah, we talked about this, man. I dated one.
A whole new world once you get them here.
That might have been a song Dan sang to her.
A whole new world.
I can't remember, but dude, it's funny. You got to watch it.
Oh man. She doesn't do anything for steak though. So. Coffee time guys didn't think Jamie was real at first.
Oh, I can believe that.
Boy.
There's girls watching this show?
There's no way.
Oh man.
I fall asleep on my keyboard.
Oh well, we can wrap her up.
I still have 1,000 calories left today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I could probably go waste that here in a minute. That'd be nice.
I saw you cooking one of them pizzas one night on stream up in the kitchen.
Yep.
pulling
Yep.
your pizzas out. I was like, damn, I'm getting hungry. What's your brand you go to?
Oh, for frozen pizza? Like throwaway frozen pizza would be Jack's or Tombstone.
If you can find the sweet spot on those Jacks, man, they're not bad at all. They're really not. I like Tombstone. I have a love hate with Red Baron. You know, my mom
like
used to
Red
buy
Baron.
those. I'd get some, and that would be great. And other times, I'd be like, I'm just burnt out on this. But I probably just was burnt out. Well, you know, I tried them damn Screaming Sicilians one time because they're real expensive. I was
Yes.
like, let me get the gourmet. But it's been a long time. I don't remember if I liked it or not.
didn't care
Probably
for it.
not. Yeah, I probably didn't like it enough to keep doing it. But they were expensive. I mean, you may as well just get Domino's or something at that point.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, them suckers are still in the frozen section. Somebody's buying them.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm sorry, but there's something about those square party pizzas I love. I don't know if it's the crust shit or what, but
Like Tostitos?
yeah.
That's that dorm room pizza, Corey.
I know.
That and bagel bites.
He's eating that dorm room pizza.
Yeah. Get some pizza with a side of ramen.
Yep.
Like I'm 20 again. 20 watching Raw.
You ever get real creative with ramen?
I haven't.
Maybe
no.
like throw some cheese in it. Like I don't know.
Oh. I don't know if I could go there.
Sometimes
ever
my
had,
wife
like-
will.
You guys ever had like legit ramen at a restaurant? Like
No.
I haven't either. Sorry, Christian. I didn't mean to cut you
I
off.
was gonna say every now and again my wife she'll actually cook ramen like in a stove and all that where I just put it in a bowl and then put sink water in it and put it in a microwave and then just cook it like that.
Oh, that's the worst way to do it.
I know. I probably have no idea how much better it could taste. There was this black woman I used to
Andrew
love.
knows what's up.
You remember this woman, Auntie Faye? What's her name? She died, and she was the black aunt. She's the black woman in the kitchen, and she would cuss really bad at the guy filming. But it was like a shtick. It was hilarious. It was the funniest thing. She did this thing where she was cleaning her chicken in a sink, and then she was cooking it, and she just curses the whole time. She was funny. Just look up Auntie Fee, Fee is what it was, and she showed how to make like ramen stuff good, and like you're talking about like putting cheese in it and stuff like that and cooking it. And I was like, damn, that looks good.
Oh, wait. I do know who this lady is.
She was like, it was so funny. And I remember she was like making this kind of chicken one time, and she pulled up paprika, and she was like, "This motherfucker make any motherfucking thing taste good." It was really funny. But she passed away a few years ago. But she got viral on Facebook for a little while, and then she was doing her thing, and then she passed away, which was a shame. But the funny thing was the stuff she would cook. I'll be like, "Oh, that kind of actually doesn't look that bad,"
Wow.
That's cool.
It's a strange combination of words to have to put together to search for something, though. Paul McCartney making mashed potatoes.
You gotta miss him, right?
I made these yesterday.
That's my Paul McCartney / Mike Hughes impression.
Dude, who was it had a really good Paul McCartney impression? Dana Carvey.
Yeah.
Dana Carvey used to make me.
Yes.
Do you remember? It was the Snickers. It's like a little man pushing peanuts through the candy bar. Every bite's just full of peanuts. It's like there's somebody on the side just fill the candy bar full of peanuts. I love Dana Carvey, man. That guy is so underrated. He never got it with movies. He did his Wayne's World. You remember that really miserable movie, The Master of Disguise? Oh, that movie's so cringe. I saw it in the theater.
I remember being excited about it when it was coming
Me
out.
too.
Need slate. Oh man. All right. Well, on Dana Carvey, I guess we'll wrap her up. Christian, got anything coming up soon?
Not just the usual, man. Video, Blu-ray recommendations, movie reviews, that sort of thing. That's all I got.
Awesome. How about you, Jake?
Nope. Nothing new coming.
Cool. Well, Jonathan, it's good to see you back. Hopefully, we'll get back on some sort of schedule soon and get rolling again. And as I said, for the patrons at the $3 and $5 tier, I'll probably be recording a August 1969 episode Sunday on Bobby Beausoleil and the murder of Gary Hinman. And tomorrow, starting at 1 p.m. Central, 2 Eastern, 12 hours of Art Bell. So check that out. I'll be in and out. I'm not going to sit here for 12 hours. Thankfully, that kind of show I can just play and go. But I'll be in and out. So if you have questions, leave them in there, and I'll try to answer them as I come in. So somewhere in there, I got to mow the grass. So
Yeah, me too.
it's about foot tall. So, but until tomorrow afternoon, we will. 1 p.m. Central State. But until then, we'll catch you later.